Welcome back. All right, so thanks, Montreal. All right, we'll get to it. So, Calgary Flames, Brad Treliving coming out today and saying it was not a trade and then sign that happened with Matthew Tkachuk, that they sat down, Florida, and his agent, and came to the agreement. They signed the deal, so it was signed by the Flames, and then he was traded, stating this is the first ever sign and trade in NHL history. I guess that's possible. I can't see any reason why he'd make that up. So it is something that's common enough in other sports. It's been discussed around the NHL, but yeah, I don't know that it's ever actually happened, a sign and trade. So also Brad Treliving talking about how people are talking about the market in Calgary, and I do find it weird too. Having gone through Calgary, it's a beautiful city. It's not that far from Banff. If you ask me, so where would you? Okay, you can live somewhere in Alberta. I would probably just shrug and say, yeah, Calgary would probably be where I'd end up going. So, Calgary's a nice city. Yes, the Saddle Dome they need to replace. The Flames know they need to replace the Saddle Dome, and that is an important part to keeping the team, in the playoffs and relevant. It definitely helps amp up the pressure to get a deal done between the city and the team, or at the very least have the team find a perfect situation where they can get a new building put up. But yeah, I kind of agree with Treliving on this. People have just been taking these laps over Calgary, and I don't get it. Also today they announced they signed Phillips to a 1-year, $750,000 deal. So we'll see if he breaks through and plays more in the NHL than in the AHL this season. The LA Kings got a couple of depth moves done. Anderson Dolan signs a 1-year, $750,000 contract. He'll be looking to get into the lineup a little more this year, as will Gabe Vilardi. 1 year for Vilardi at $825,000. So I like Vilardi. People know this. I would hope that he does get the opportunity this year. Had a good year in the AHL, so maybe that translates. But of course, they're going to want to give Turcotte a chance as well. We'll see how things go for the Kings. It seems like they have too many forwards, and maybe there'll be some trades taking place between now and the start of the season. So, but again, that remains to be seen. Arttu Ruotsalainen is gone from the Buffalo Sabres organization, at least for now. He signed in the Swiss League, only got into 18 games, had 2 goals and 2 assists for Buffalo, but he had a good year in Rochester, had the scoring going in Rochester. So it's kind of a shame here that he doesn't get a chance to show what he can do in Buffalo, because in the limited viewings I've had of him in the NHL, I think he's got some skill. I think there's something there, but the Sabres do retain his rights. So at this point, the Sabres still would have his rights once his contract in the Swiss League is up, but it depends on whether or not he wants to come back. And so that's a question mark right there, right? So that's a little bit of a hit to the depth of the Buffalo Sabres. Cam Talbot, when talking about the job in Ottawa, he wants to play every night. He has every intention of being the starter, and he doesn't want to be, 1A, 1B with Forsberg. So we'll see what happens there, but it does lend itself to this idea that the Talbot Fleury thing wasn't going to work, because Talbot, sees himself as a starter, and I think rightfully so. His numbers would show that he should be a starter. So we'll see how motivated he is for the Ottawa Senators. And now we're going to talk about Montreal for a second here. The Montreal Canadiens posted on Twitter, guess who? Now, because of everything crazy that's gone on in hockey over the last couple of weeks, I was like, I don't want to do a news video, get it posted, and then find out there was a really big announcement from Montreal. Whether it would be new captain, which they'd have to be announcing soon, and we can all be surprised when it's Nick Suzuki, or maybe a signing, maybe somebody coming in, maybe a trade, right? And instead, after 35 minutes of silence, where everybody was walking in and asking what's going on, including Laval, I thought it was nice that their AHL affiliate even jumped in and said what's going on. But as it turned out, Mike Matheson was the one that sent out the tweet that said, guess who? So, I mean, he's a new Montreal Canadian, so I guess it's an ask me anything kind of thing, but that's kind of a bit of a downer, isn't it? And you could tell with Montreal, too, that I think they might have been a little bit surprised at how much attention and how many replies that tweet got immediately. But again, in this market, with everything that's been going on, as soon as you see that, you're like, all right, what are they doing? What's going on? Is there something big? Is something happening? Who's coming back? Who's signing? Who did they trade? What's happening? So, yeah, social media, you got to watch that kind of thing. Because, fans, we definitely pay attention. And right now, we're looking for big moves and all the armchair GMing that goes on this time of year. everybody's waiting to see whether or not their predictions come through. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.